Al, who doesn't love dinosaurs? I do. You know, whether you see them in the movies, on TV, museum exhibits, books, you gotta love the dinosaur. Dinosaur Century was a big exhibit at the Natural History Museum here in Albuquerque from 2012 to the beginning of this year. And now a book has been published to commemorate that exhibit. Dr. Spencer Lucas, the chief curator at the museum, is here to talk about the book. It's called Dinosaur Century. Dr. Lucas, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys had the exhibit here. It was a huge, huge hit. We were fortunate to have it.
We made this exhibit to commemorate the centennial of New Mexico statehood, which was in 2012, and that's when the exhibit opened. And what we did was we said, let's look at the last 100 years of dinosaur discoveries in New Mexico.
Okay.
So that's what the exhibit did.
Okay, so that's what the exhibit did. Now, what does the book do?
What the book does is it really commemorates the exhibit. It includes most of the words, the images that were in the exhibit.
Okay.
So you could think of it as an exhibit catalog.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's a way for, if like you and your kids went out and you saw the exhibit, you loved it, you wish you could go again, just get the book. You can learn all about it and have it forever, right?
There's the book, and if you missed the exhibit, you can look at it through the book as well.
Okay, that's pretty good stuff. So how hard was it to go ahead and turn the exhibit into a book? It sounds like it really wasn't that difficult, that the exhibit was probably the harder thing to get together.
The work went into the exhibit, the imagery, the photos, the artwork, the words, and then turning it into a book was really not that hard.
Yeah.
What we lose in the book, of course, is we don't have the actual dinosaur fossils that were in the exhibit.
Okay, so where did they go?
They went back into the museum's collection,
okay,
and they're ready to come out and be exhibited again when the time is right.
Okay, so it's kind of like a cyclical type thing of when they'll be on exhibit. Sometimes,
absolutely.
Yeah, they won't be, sometimes they will. So you talk a lot about specifically dinosaur fossils here in New Mexico. Give us a quick history. How much is here in New Mexico when it comes to dinosaurs and fossils and all?
New Mexico, acre per acre, is as rich a place for dinosaur fossils as anywhere on Earth. You know, you go on the media, you hear about Mongolia, you hear about Argentina, you hear about Wyoming, Montana, you hear about New Mexico too.
Wow. So there's still a lot out there.
There's always, every year, we discover new kinds of dinosaurs in New Mexico. There are, who knows, millions of dinosaur fossils waiting to be dug up in New Mexico.
Millions that are still here unearthed.
Absolutely.
So how do we come across these? Are these something that like everyday people find when they're out hiking or biking or something? Or are they something that archaeologists and scientists like you go and find?
The answer is both. A lot of important discoveries are made by just members of the public, people who are ranching, farming, hiking, whatever. And then other discoveries are made by professional scientists like myself or by volunteers and students who work with us at the museum. And some of the most important discoveries that are in this book, like the discovery of Seismosaurus, which is this 110-foot long Jurassic dinosaur that was found by 3 men who were hiking up near San Isidro, just northwest of Albuquerque.
No kidding. How long ago was that?
They found it in the late 70s, so it was a fairly recent discovery.
That is incredible. So if we're out hiking or ranching or doing anything, what kinds of things should we look for to notice that, okay, this isn't just a rock, this is something really important that we need to call somebody at the museum about and not go ahead and mess around with and destroy?
Well, I think if you think it's a fossil, you know, you may not be sure, you do well to take a picture, email it to us, contact us. Don't just try to dig it out, because it often takes a lot of special equipment to take fossils out of the ground.
Yeah. There's a lot in the news recently about this huge dinosaur femur that they found down in Argentina. So they just found the femur and some other bones, but you say it's going to be years before we really get a look at this because it takes so long to clean these things up.
Yeah, it can take you weeks or months to dig a dinosaur fossil out of the ground, depending on how much is there and how big it is. Then when you bring it back to the museum, it may take years to really clean the fossil up, prepare it. What you see on display at the Natural History Museum here in town, many of those fossils, it took years to get them to the state they're in now.
That is incredible. There's so much. You want to find out more about it. The book is called Dinosaur Century. Obviously, you all have it at the museum.
Right, at the gift shop, the NatureWorks store.
Okay, go over, check it out. Go talk to Dr. Lucas. The guy is a wealth of information. He's not a fossil, not yet at least. Dr. Lucas, thanks for coming in. This is pretty good stuff. Appreciate it. Really good. You and your kids are going to love this.